He's also the managing director of roynews.com, an online news portal and blogger. And he has been the featured by BBC Outsider for the World Bank's Provocative Voice. He's one of the founding members of the ISOC Nepal chapter. And currently he serves as the member of the steering group for the Asia Pacific Regional Internet Governance Forum, which we called APRIGF. Please welcome Mr. Shreedeep Rayamajhi, who will talk with us on the subject of regional and local participation in internet governance. Mr. Shreedeep Rayamajhi.
Yes, thank you. Can you share the presentation, please?
Yeah.
Because I'm on a mobile phone. So
okay. Shreedeep, how are you?
Yes. Hello, Vishnu sir. I'm doing good.
Okay. Your presentation is coming, and our honorable His Excellency Hassanullah Kinu also on the session.
Okay. So, namaste to everyone, to everybody. Yes, thank you for the presentation. Basically, today I'm going to talk about how youth are making an impact, especially when we talk about with national, regional participation, and how they can create an impact with their engagement. So can we have the first slide? Yes, thank you. So, when we talk about regional and local participation, so it is mostly about, first you have to learn. First, you have to, understand the values of what, internet governance is all about. And when you learn all these values from different programs, then you kind of like have the you can voice it in a more prominent way. So you should, first, before joining into any of the regional events, you have to prepare yourself with the national issues, with the national things that are happening in your country, because ultimately that is what matters. Even when we talk about the youth IGF, a lot of the leaders come in from different parts of the society, and when they come in, a lot of the times what happens is they are very shy. They don't speak, they don't ask, they don't talk. So the problem that happens with these programs is people don't share. And all these IG events, we have to talk, we have to share, we have to network, we have to collaborate, because these events are there for us to collaborate, to learn from each other. Because, as I say, at national level, the issues are very small. But when it goes to the regional level, the issues go broader. The same issues go broader. And when you go at the, international level, the same issues then get very bigger. So the whole idea or the whole perspective is at national level, youth, the leaders, they should step in with energy, with voice, with the agendas, with a certain preparation, so that can be picked up by policymakers, like Bijlur ji just mentioned, that His Excellency from the Member of Parliament is here. So he is here to witness you guys talk about issues, what you are feeling, what the new leaders are. So you have to be very smart in attending these local, national, and regional and international events. So can we have the second slide, please? The third slide, yes. Yeah. So the third slide is about participation. So when we talk about participation, regional or local participation, then every time when you are participating, then you have to do your preparation. When I say preparation, what do you get from preparation? I mean to say, what is it? Just think about it. Before coming to this program, if you had done some preparation about what is the internet rate of Bangladesh, or what are the challenges of Bangladesh, or if you had prepared a document about the issues and challenges, then during the sessions you could have been more prominent, prominently putting your questions there, prominently could have got good results, good answers from the experts that are there. and you could have created something better. So that is what preparation is all about. So any events, you have to have a preparation. That is the reason why most of the times when you go for any of the events, what they do is they send you the schedule previously before the program, so that you can prepare yourself, make yourself comfortable in being prepared, so that you can ask questions to the speakers, to within your group of people. Because there are a lot of the times what happens is, when we talk about internet governance, or when we talk about internet, then there are certain cross-cutting issues that happens. So that is where the problems are. So, and that is what we have to overcome. So now we'll talk about participation. Participation, I see participation at 3 levels: public level participation, social participation, and individual participation. So you have to know when you are participating, at what level you are participating. Public level, you just go participate, you participate, you give your feedback, and you come back. Social participation, you show, these days it is very comfortable. You can, use different social media. And as at individual level, you have to contribute, you have to collaborate. And when you participate, always make sure to document. When I say document, after this event, what are you going to do? You have to make sure that it is documented. If you don't document it, then there is no result. So after this event, try, during this event, try to tweet, try to write a blog, so that if it's documented, when you come back and when you apply for other fellowship as well, that you can put the link, and that link gives you an opportunity. That link helps you to get the fellowship in next time as well, in other events. Can we have the next slide, please? Yeah, next one. Okay. So now, values of participation. When you are participating, especially when you talk about internationally, so there are these 3 words that comes into mind: diversity, inclusion, representation. When we talk about diversity, so diversity, especially for us, for people who are coming from all these developing economies, diversity just represents participation. So whenever there is a word diversity involved, there is just participation involved. Whenever there's inclusion involved, you have to participate and contribute. You have to contribute when there is inclusion word included. And when there is a word, when you are representing, then you have to engage yourself. Like if you are representing your community, if you are representing Bangladesh in international forum, or even you are representing a community here, then you have to engage. You have to go back to your community and give back something. So, as soon as this event is over, please make sure to go back to your communities, to the schools, to the colleges, and talk about these things with your friends, with your families, with the people, and create a video. It's the TikToks are there, the technology is there. You can do so much with the technology. By doing that, do you know what it does? It helps you. It helps you. If that is documented, then you can put that in any of the fellowship, and you will get the fellowship. So that is the way to create a credibility. Because these days, if you write, and I was in this, I participated in Youth IGF, people are not going to believe it. Just make sure to write a blog and send that link. People will surely verify that. So that is a certain way of practicing, increasing your credibility as well. Can we have the fifth slide? Yes. So element of participation. So anytime when you are participating in any of the IG, even in Youth IGF, if you have done it or not, I don't know, but always make sure and join the group. There are various type of group that are there. There are groups in social media. There are other groups available. So you can join in and after joining, start listening what other people are talking and learn. These things are very important. And then search for capacity building and free webinars. These days, internet is full of resources. There are like thousands of videos where you can train yourself. If you are interested in any of the specific topic, go search, learn, and then make sure. And if you can go back to your community, spread the information, document that and put it in a proper way in YouTube, in Facebook. You have a good reference. And whenever you are applying for any of the fellowship in ICANN, ISOC, put it there. You will get the fellowship. I can guarantee you. I myself have, been in a lot of the fellowship committees. And I look for those kind of engagement rather than people saying, I did this, I did that, I am a member of this, that. No, we look for engagement. If you have a video, where you are going to a school and sharing your knowledge of youth IGF to the school children, I will give you a fellowship of the program that I'm hosting. So can we have the next slide, please? Yes. So this is a very important picture. You might have seen it somewhere in the web, because since you are doing youth IGF, and this is IGF, multi-stakeholder process is IGF. Let me tell you. So multi-stakeholder process, is something like this. It is just the management of people, the management of resources. It's what we can do, what we can pull in, right? Being a youth of Bangladesh, you should be able to stand in the world arena of IGF and should be able to talk about Bangladesh issues. There should not be somebody coming in from somewhere else and reading a report and saying, okay, Bangladesh or Asia is doing this, or me going from Nepal should not be talking about, overall Asia history. No, that is wrong. Bangladesh should be represented by Bangladeshi people. And these things, these issues have to be very made clear by the people who represent. So this is what we have to understand and what we have to work on. Can we have the next slide, please? Yes, thank you. So here, in the next slide, we talk about challenges of multi-stakeholder. So this was basically a research that we did a year back. And these are the challenges that we, listed about what the multi-stakeholder practices are. So I'm just going to read it out. Values, lack of values, interpretation, lack of capacity building, awareness campaign, politics, global politics and manipulation, adaptation and mitigation, inclusion and participation, representation and diversity, communication barriers, social cultural behavior, and hierarchy leadership assumptions, lack of collaborative approach, power distribution and control. I'm sharing this with you because you guys are very new to the IG world, and being a IG youth leader, you have to know what multi-stakeholder practice is, what are the challenges, and how you as a youth from Bangladesh, you are going to represent in the international arena. So you have to be prepared in topics like these, so that anytime you're going to participate in, whether it's about ISOC ambassador program, you need to have some substance in talking about the issues, the direct issues that are related to the country, and never hesitate that English is not your first language. Just put your point. And that is where I say, preparation is very important. So in any of the event that you are participating, prepare yourself a day before, prepare, select, that is the reason why they gave you the schedule. Schedule is there because you have to prepare. You have to create points that you are going to say, okay, if there is something that interests you, and if you want to talk, then you can even, create some case studies. That helps. Even here, a lot of the people will be talking, and in such way you can share. So can we have the next slide, please? So in the next slide, we talk about the scenario of developed nation and lower economies, how things are working in the multi-stakeholder things. Probably, like I will start the Q&A, question and answer. If you have any question and answer questions, I would love to take the questions from the participant.
Thank you, Mr. Shreedeep Rayamajhi. I want to add some information about you. Truly, you are a great friend for us. Always you mentoring us and share various information as always. And with a very short notes, you smartly explain the challenges and the roadmap how you go forward for the another fellowship. Thanks, Shreedeep. We want to take few questions. Mr. Sadman Bhuvan. Mr. Sadman Bhuvan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Okay. So actually, it was not a question. It was actually an opinion on the cybersecurity during the lack of knowledge of the village people. Actually, I want to share a thing that nowadays most of the people are suffering from a delusional fact that there is nothing that can do. As we can see that most of the youngsters doing a lot of suicide attempts due to a lot of scandals that are getting out that they don't even know, and they don't even have the idea to take the action against it. So I think this lack of knowledge can be completed via all the social influencers. As you can see, back then in early 2000s, when people had this problem that they don't know what to do if a new wedded wife or a new wedded woman get an acid attack from an individual, and then people started to give some dramas on the national television, and then the people of the rural areas started to get to know the point. They get to know the idea that they can also take a stand against that kind of crimes. Okay. So nowadays, the most of the young people are doing suicide attempts because they have no idea to take any kind of actions against this kind of crime. So we can approach them. So let's just say, what do they watch? They basically don't watch Bangladesh television right now. They watch most of the YouTube videos, TikToker videos. So basically, they watch TikTokers and Likey and YouTube influencers. So we can reach out to them, those content creators, and kind of get them to share the message about the cyber security ability for all those people. If someone does or shares something appropriate against me, so I can take some actions against that. So I think they don't know that. That's why there are lots of suicide attempts, because if you have options to take actions, then you won't be taking the options of taking suicide or giving up your life. So I think we can do this thing about approaching the influencers of online to spread the message and to complete the lack of information they have.
Mr. Shreedeep, please unmute yourself.
So I would suggest, that is great, but let me tell you something. Social media is not powerful because it's social media. Social media is powerful because we make it powerful. The people make it. 10 more. That's how it spreads, right? And talking with the social media influencer is just one part of the story, right? So there are things, but if you start to work, if you are right, there are people like Bijlor Bhai is there are people like Onu is there, so you can coordinate this. These platforms are there not just to come learn. No, my friend, these are the platform to collaborate. That's what we are trying to tell you. You guys are the leaders. Don't look up to others. Don't, my friend, don't. We can collaborate, but yes, but do something about it. Why don't you launch a page? Why don't you start talking? Do something. There are people, good people here. There are influencers here, my friend. The idea that you have put in is really good. Yes, but why to wait for them to do it? Why don't you do it? Have 5 of your friends from Youth IGF to do it. Launch a program. You never know if Internet Society chapter will fund you. There is funding there. If the concept is good, they will fund you. The basic problem about all these things that happen is people don't have information. When the crime happens, people see police or any other, the regulators or the people who are handling it as negative. They think they will abuse them. But the first point of the story is it has to be documented. whether if there is anything happening, you have to call to the police so that they will know, and then you can further create the blocks. Only by then you will be able to link that and it will further grow on, because that, if you don't report it to the police, it doesn't come up, and there won't be policies that will be coming up. The same problem is here in Nepal. Recently, I was in a clubhouse meeting, and one of the girls said that she was being harassed because she was in all these open forum, and a guy came and she didn't know what to do. And I told her, call 100, call the police, talk with them. They are not devil. They will not bite you. They are there to help you. Our whole understanding is, we kind of like think that police is there not to help us, but they are there to help us. There are other resources as well. There might be other women cell or things or people who can help you. Or if there is nothing, then you open a group to talk about all these issues. You guys have the power. Social media is there, right?
Shreedeep,
yeah.
I have a question. Sorry to say, how many organizations right now provided this type of grant regarding you talking about that?
There are a lot of organizations that provide you grant, right?
Please mention the name.
Exactly, I don't have the name, but there is a board called Internet Freedom Board where all the grants are listed, right? So if your project has that potentiality, I mean to say this is something very important, to establish a call center for abuse, or spreading awareness about all the cybersecurity things. Even ISOC would help. ISOC has that grant. At community level, these things are for those. You could talk with the ISOC chapter and then talk with the people at the ISOC, and they will like give you a small grant. I can guarantee you on that. But you need to have the project. But you need to coordinate with the ISOC chapter there. Or there are other organizations also. So you can have a plan, a good plan, and then reach out to them. I will send you the details about the grants. I have that, and I'll send it to you.
Ethnic Foundation do anything?
Yeah, Ethnic also, they work in community engagement, and especially if there are issues like these also, they do give you grant. Especially they work in awareness and capacity building. So you can talk with our friend, I forgot his name. Yeah, so you can talk with Srinivas, right? So you can talk with him. Yeah.
Thank you.
Shreedeep Rayamajhi. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Shreedeep.
Yeah. Thank you.
We are grateful to you for your valuable time, and we are very happy to connect you.
Sure.
Shreedeep,
Thank you.
Shreedeep now need a rest. Shreedeep, thank you very much for joining with us this evening, and hope to see you again, maybe in Poland.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.